Fire her up! Let's go! I was just about to do my little intro, Julie. So, why am I here in the rain in Stourbridge, as Julie so rightly points out? Because I'm visiting what I reckon is one of the most innovative, useful, and downright beautifully designed products I've seen for mountain biking in the past few years. It's the folks from Bikestow. Hello. Thank you very much for having me. And the reason I'm here is because we have a new Bikestow product.
We do indeed.
Sorry, you introduced yourself, sir.
I'm George. I'm the co-founder slash owner slash designer, I guess.
We are going to get Julie on camera.
Alongside my mum there. Yeah, so I help run Bikestow.
Yeah.
I primarily work on designing new products and figuring out how to make them and all that stuff. So everything in here is what I do.
Yeah.
So yeah, as Guy was saying, this is the new one, the original one. We've been doing our 2, 3, and 4 bike versions for vans for 5 years, I think now.
God, is it that long?
I know,
wow.
It's gone quick.
Wow, that has gone quick, yeah.
And throughout all that time, we had people saying, oh, can you just do a one bike one? And we never really took notice until kind of more recently. So I came up with this, and this is perfect for your smaller vans, for your kind of camper vans or van conversions, or for vans where you want to take...
If you've got a combi and you've got like 3 seats in the back and you've taken one out.
Exactly.
So many of my mates run that system.
You can slide it down the side. You don't have to worry about it falling onto the seats or the wall. It keeps it nice and secure.
Yeah.
And it has all the advantages as our other racks, but in kind of small form.
So it'll still fold down flat?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be doing a full review on this, but we may as well have the expert demonstration.
Yeah, so you can see it folds down flat like that, kind of a few centimetres thick.
Yeah.
So unfold it, you open the brace. It's got magnets to clip it all together.
Nice little interlock there.
Yeah, little castelling kind of interlock.
Yeah.
It's got the same B-slider as our normal rack.
Same guillotine on it.
The guillotine, yeah. Put the bike in, drop it down, lock it in place.
Yeah.
Something that's newer for this, I'll put it back on the table, which our other racks don't do, which made sense for this, is it's got adjustable feet. So
yeah, so you can increase the stability if you've got the floor space.
Have it as wide as you can, but it means if you've got floor rails or other things in the way, you can put the feet exactly where you want to get it in the right
so it's adjustable for different bikes.
Exactly,
obviously, this in itself won't be as stable.
No.
Because it's a narrow footprint than the 2, 3, 4s.
But it means you can make it as stable as you can, and you don't have it kind of tilting or rocking on anything you've got on the floor.
Yeah, because if you just had a flat foot, then there's all sorts of things on the floors of vans.
Yeah, exactly. So. And
that's front and rear, is it adjustable?
Yeah, front and rear, yeah. And it's something we found that works quite well for the rear foot is you can actually take one foot off, have the remaining one in the middle, and then you create kind of a tripod.
Okay, a tripod.
No matter what surface you put it on, it's always going to...
3-legged chairs never wobble.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that old chestnut.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the one.
And that'll be available in the range of normal colours as well?
Normal colours, yeah, primarily black at the moment, but if people want other colours, then feel free to drop us an email and we can see what we can do as well. We're open to, you can see the unit we're in, we're relatively lean, so we can do things quite quickly. Because
you're kind of Kaizen, isn't it? On demand.
It is, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
because you make it all in-house here.
We do, yeah.
And like things like the guillotine plates and stuff, they're locally fabricated
The guillotine plates are maybe 5 minutes away, I'd say they are. Yeah, 5 minutes away, the place we get them from. But everything else we do pretty much ourselves, apart from things like fasteners, and that's kind of that's basically it. Yeah,
so this is Bikestow HQ then?
Yep.
So I should ask, when's it available?
Available now. Right now it's on our website.
Fantastic.
$189 with prices.
Yep.
Next day shipping for most of the UK. Available in Europe, US, everywhere else as well.
Fantastic.
As our normal products.
So launch today?
It's all ready to go, yeah.
I should have noticed that on the email you sent out, shouldn't I? It's a good job I actually came up today then, anyway. So, and then that's your stock over there, again, of all the different types.
Yeah, so we've got our...
And these are your other products as well? That's the...
That's the up.
That's the up, that's your sort of vertical storage.
That's our freestanding way of storing a bike.
Yeah, my daughter uses that.
Oh, really?
She's got that in her flat in Aberystwyth.
That's perfect. Well, I've got two in my bedroom.
Yeah.
I use that all the time. And so we've got the rack with our kind of storage rack with all our racks.
Yeah, your 2s through to your 4s.
Exactly, yeah. And we've got some starters boxed up over there. And this whole corner is finished stuff.
Right, so this is literally where you're putting them together here.
And they move from here to there.
Yeah.
And then from there to there out the door. So a few meters that they travel with us.
That's pretty efficient, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And you know, when we moved in, I spent a fair bit of time on CAD designing the layout of this unit to figure out what's the best order.
That's such an engineering thing to do.
Try and plan ahead. So
yeah, well, it's great, isn't it?
Worked out.
You know, it's a pain in the arse to move things around once they're in.
Especially big stuff. So
yeah, and Julie, you were saying
Yes.
that like customer service
Yeah.
is key, and you get sick of like ordering stuff.
Yeah.
It's not available, or you order it and then you're chasing the order and stuff like that. And
We don't do it. So as a rule of thumb, if it's on a website, then all we've got to do is box up and get it out to you.
Yeah.
So orders, depending on when you order, either go out the same day or next day. And that's it. And we're updating stock regularly every day. So as we're machining, assembling, as soon as they're in this rack, then we update the website.
Fantastic.
So you know that it's live stock count that's on there.
It's awesome, and it's kind of. I mean, I love the story of Bikestow. I really like it because, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is kind of your dad and your uncle put together the original design for the back of their van.
Yeah, this is.
And then you kind of took it and ran with it as a school design project.
It was a
college design project.
I just finished school and was about to go to university, and then. So that was in 2018, so I decided to take a year off before uni to get involved with this and take it from what was kind of a jigsaw garage prototype into something that we could kind of sell. So spent 2 to 3 months working on that. Well, we booked a stand at the cycle show at the NEC, and that was kind of our deadline. We're like, okay, now we need to turn it from something into something.
Yeah, we've put money in this now. We really need to. Yeah,
exactly. And so that gave us a deadline. Worked really hard onto that, and then after cycle show, spent another 3 months kind of finalising manufacturing of it. So we were ready, and then
but the response of cycle show was massive,
we weren't
wasn't it? Right?
Expecting that. We kind of half went to the cycle show expecting it to kind of be a flop and be like, okay, we can put this to bed now. We can go back to our normal lives.
Yes.
But then it was the opposite, and we were like, okay, well now we've actually got to follow through with this.
Oh, now that what you've done.
Emails and gotten feedback, and like, buy one in a few months. So. We're like, okay, now we've actually got to do it. But it turned out well, and wouldn't change it for anything. So.
And you're still growing the product range as well.
Yep.
You've implied that there's new stuff coming.
We have implied. I can't say too much, but obviously there's the new one. There's other things going on. There's accessories that we're going to be launching, as well as new standalone products as well.
And you've got the Posh Knob as well now.
Posh Knob is some over there, which I can show as well. But the Posh Knob, a little accessory for your original rack. If you want to bling it up and add your own top cap. From your favourite bike brand, you can add that to your rack as well. So that's what it's for.
I didn't realise that.
Here we go. This is our box.
That is really smart.
Finished ones. Here we go. So.
Yeah, of course.
So we've got our own top caps.
Yeah.
That you can either buy with them or without.
Yeah.
But they just sit on the front, your standard M6 bolt through the middle, and then that's it, and then that sits in place there.
But of course, if you've got a Chris King or whatever else you want to slap on there, your Hope top cap,
So that was the idea.
Nice.
Just a nice
go. Again, another school day.
Yeah.
I think I'll be over them at this age, but there you go.
So I can show you around the unit, show you kind of a quick overview.
Let's have a quick look around
of the kind of the life cycle of a rack.
Yeah,
so,
this is where we're starting. Yeah, this is your raw stock. Yeah, this is Bikestow. This is Bikestow ore.
This is it's been refined in a moment. So running a bit low, but that's our kind of starting plywood that we buy in. We get it laminated in the colours and the finishes that we want with our own choice of materials. The first step is to put it on the grouser, which is this big machine here. This is about halfway through, well not halfway through, it's towards the end of the cycle. This is where it routes all the profiles, all the holes, all the pockets, all the features, and where most of the kind of work is done.
And I guess there's a lot of planning to get as much as possible out of each sheet.
Oh yeah, and it's a big kind of puzzle. I'm sat on the computer with 2 by 1 and a bit meters of material. And I've got to figure out the best way to fit all the awkward shapes into what we've got.
It's like it's an Airfix maker's dream stroke nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's there's some software that can help with it, but the best way I've found so far is just to do it manually and mess about.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll cut out little bits of paper and card and use that to push it
Yeah,
down.
like using Lego to do suspension. Yeah.
But yeah, we've got it quite efficient. This is running our original 3s, and this gets 2 full sets of 3s per sheet with all the components, all the panels, all the slider guides and everything on there, which is nice because we can run 1 sheet, get 2 of everything. We don't have to
so you don't have to run another half sheet to finish it off. Yeah.
And I try to keep it that way for everything because it makes it more efficient.
Yeah.
So once these are done, we've got kind of a series of pallets that stay here in the middle with half-finished parts.
Yeah.
So you can see these are kind of panels of the original one, which we showed you earlier. And these are they're kind of all finished on one side, but what's the underside on the router has a sharp edge, and so the next step we do is we hand chamfer those edges to get a nice chamfer on them, remove any tabs or sharp edges, and the way that works is
that's a nice bit of
so this was an invention that I got fed up with the hose dragging everywhere, so made a little arm for the hose to sit.
A bit articulated arm.
Yeah,
nice.
So there's a bearing guided chamfer bit in here that you just run around the edge.
Okay, just run it around the edge.
Exactly, yeah.
Everything's nice and smooth.
Yep, so that's kind of the mid-step. And then if any holes need drilling after that point as well, for example, on the stance and some cross holes, we'll do that with the pillar drill or the hand drill.
Yep.
We've got a few jigs, all of that.
Different parts, yeah.
Oh,
and so there's the actual...
There's the program.
There it is on the program.
So you can see, you can kind of see the outline of some of the parts in there. The yellow shows what's been done, and the blue shows what hasn't been done yet.
Right. Nice.
And you can see at the end this crisscross pattern.
Yeah.
That's once all the parts are uploaded, we use the machine to hoover up all the leftover dust in the bed.
Okay, and that's the path to the machine.
Yeah.
Nice.
Initially, when we first got the machine, we were unloading everything and then hoovering it all by hand. And I realised there was basically a robot vacuum here that could do it for me, so I just programmed it to go back and forwards afterwards. So
excellent. Yeah.
And then so once the parts are finished with chamfering, they come onto these pallets, which is pre-assembly, I suppose. So again, we've got some 3s, some 1s, some ups.
Yeah. So what's your biggest selling model?
I'd say probably the 4. The 4 followed by the 2, then the 3. And then probably the stance and then the up.
Yeah.
But they're all the 4, 3 and the 2 are pretty equal actually.
Right, okay.
Which is nice because on the router we run the 4s and 2s together, so the 4 is a big panel and then the middle bit makes up the bits for the 2.
Right.
So it means that we don't waste all of that.
Yeah, again, there's a nice efficiency there.
Exactly, yeah. But it means that we have to sell kind of equal-ish amounts.
Yeah.
If not, we end up with more 2s and we have 4s or vice versa. And then the assembly area, we've got 2 assembly tables. This is lined with carpet from the cycle show. It's a soft surface, so we're using that. And it was a nice colour, so we thought that would go well.
Yeah.
And then we've got all the components on the racks.
So this is where you add the hinges, you add the studs for the sliders,
so nuts and bolts,
the magnets,
hinges for the dog bone, main hinge on the top, and then we'll fold it up, put the slider guides on, which are these bits, and then the slider or the guillotine runs along the middle. Yeah. And then once that's done, we check it. There's a series of checks that we've got, the kind of little checklists that we go through. And then when it's all finished, it goes up in the rack for however long, a few days.
Yeah, ready for someone to email in or ring up and boom.
Out the door.
Fantastic.
That's everything. So you can see it's this relatively small space, quite efficient, and it just goes around.
But it's a lot bigger than the garage you started in.
It is, yeah. And we can assemble on tables rather than the floor like we were in the garage.
Yeah, health and safety, you're not going to like that. Human resources, they're going to have a field day with that kind of caper.
Very strict HR department. So,
I've heard the boss is an absolute nightmare.
Attached to my bike today. Shooting the man like no, we don't like
I'll start with it. So the only other bit that we have is the mill in the corner. We started off using this just for jigs and equipment to help with assembly. So this is a drilling jig for the stance, for example.
Yeah.
But we do our own little bits as well. So the posh knob that we talked about earlier, it's machined on.
Oh, it's actually machined here as well.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Yeah. So there's a little fixture that we've got to make 4 of these at a time. The bottle openers that we do for a bit of fun, make all those. You can see here the kind of the start, the middle, and the end of those.
Yeah.
And then the top caps are engraved on there as well. And coming soon, hopefully some more products on there as well to keep it going.
Interesting.
So,
yeah, keep it occupied.
Exactly, yeah.
Nothing worse than a board milling machine.
No, I know, yeah.
Yeah, very destructive.
Yeah, so...
It's like spaniels.
Yeah. So we've got the router, the mill, and then assembly, essentially. So
but it's kind of, it's the production leading the equipment, really. It's not the other way around.
Yeah,
it's not like Hope, where they just like buying machines and then they try and work out what to make with them afterwards.
Yeah, well, yeah, we've only got the stuff that we actually kind of need to be able to make everything. And it's all kind of product driven, so we'll come up with an idea for a product, figure out how we're going to make it, what's the best way we can do it with what we've got, or what else we need to buy in. Rather than, it'd be nice if we had the money to be able to buy a nice bit of machinery and then like Hope did. So,
yeah, but it's been a hell of a gap year so far.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most people go backpacking around Australia, don't they? They don't invest in a large manufacturing, a manufacturing facility in Stourport.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's everything that we've got here.
That's fantastic. Thanks so much for showing me around.
No problem, thank you very much for coming. Old logo, and we're like, okay, we need to get our new logo on there, so we made it last night because we knew you were coming.
That's just brilliant, though. that just typifies the kind of how it works here. That's awesome.
Nice, so yeah.
Yeah, that's so sick.
Yeah.
No one's seen this canvas of Steve Pete. He was so sweet when he bought one of our racks from us, and then about 2 months later, because he's one of George's childhood heroes, but I wasn't allowed to tell him, so we were all like a little bit in awe that Steve Pete was on the email. And then I sent him a text, I think, about 2 months later. I said, "Oh, look, can we just have a photo of you, the Bikestow?" Just for, it's not for, no, honestly, no one's ever seen this. It's not ever, we've never posted it. It's not, it's just for here. And it was just originally just this little photo of George's desk as his childhood hero, because we couldn't quite believe that George had met him at various events. That he then got one of our racks. So instead of a little photo, I just kind of blew it up, and there it is. Yeah, because I pulled up with my OG rack in the van, and he was like, "Oh, keep me together." And I was like, "Mate, they're so because they are. They're literally. I mean, like, Game Changer is such an overused thing, but there's so many bikes rattling around and falling over in vans." Yeah. So he posted, and we didn't know he was going to. We were sold out. We just couldn't work out what was going on. It's like ping, 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 ping. We sold out that day and had a waiting list of about 80 people on the back of that. Brilliant. So yeah, it was brilliant. Excellent. Yeah. Mint.
And then we've got the Wall of Fame there.
Excellent.
Is it?
No, not really.
No.
Not really.
Well, so there's various photos of the unit when we first moved in, with nothing in there. This is them installing the extracting the ducts. This is my three boys came, and they were here until like 2 in the morning putting this in, and my youngest wrote "You're dumb" on top of it. Not that anyone will ever see it again until we climb up there, but that's on top of that. Yeah, and there's security. Yeah, head of security, Bunsey. And this is what it was like when we moved in. So we redid all the floors, put a window in so we could see downstairs. Fantastic. And this is from... That's so fancy. What's the story along with that one? Well, so I wanted to do one a bit special, and I had a little airbrush kit at home, so I thought I could paint one. Nice. So I did a few experiments, and then eventually did that one out in the sun in the summer. and it was a lot of work, and I'm never doing it again. But
Right, so
it's worth it.
don't ask. If people want one, they're going to have to pay
a lot of money.
They have to pay extra for that one, for sure.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool, but it was a lot of work, and it's quite scary as well because if you mess it up, then can't start again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've got this is from the cycle show when we kind of first started from 2018.
Right.
So these are the prototypes we had at the time.
Yeah.
That was the very start. I mean, because we literally rocked up to an empty shell scheme. I'm like, well, and Orange Bikes were like opposite us.
Next to Orange, yeah.
And
He
we're
spent like 300 grand on their stall.
or whatever. Well, not that much, but we're like, what do we do?
Yeah. And aren't you the one who's like doing successfully and they just filed for bankruptcy? So there you go, yeah. There's a moral there for someone, I'm sure.
And the router arriving on the back of the lorry. That was exciting. That was
That's a big day for an engineer, isn't it?
It was, yeah. That was
like,
because I spent days researching, more than days, watching YouTube and learning how to do it all. And coming into this, I was just out of school. I knew none of any have to do it.
It's a big responsibility.
Yeah, and going through the whole process of researching and then bidding for equipment like that.
Yeah.
When you don't know anything about it.
And during lockdown.
And during lockdown as well. So looking at stuff was quite difficult.
Yeah.
So that was what we first cut on the router.
We'll
right.
to in a minute.
Of course.
I wanted something easy to do, so rectangle basically.
Yeah.
That's
a nice bit of form to that.
Yeah. What else do we have?
So what's the stories with the race cars?
This one, so that was a customer. What was his name? Ryan Ratcliffe. He raced in Porsche Cup or something similar.
Yeah.
But he bought a rack and sent us a few photos of his setup. So I think he had a big camper van, motorhome. Yeah. He had it in the back of there, and it looked really nice.
Sick. These were the overalls I bought for them when we were still assembling in the garage. So I bought them some padded overalls to keep them warm. But my husband has got staff on the back of his, and George had boss, I think.
Yeah.
And Simon was really cross that I'd given him the staff. And I think you give me the wrong overalls.
Yeah. And then the kind of last one, that's in the garage when we're still building the garage.
Yeah.
So there's an order of 8 or so lined up, ready to go.
And that's when you have to kind of think, oh hell, we might have to do this properly.
Yeah.
That's kind of the jumping off point, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And especially when we're buying them in or getting them made by another company, having to pick them all up and get them back a van, then unload them into the storage unit, and then take them home to build them. And
and you're completely beholden to that company, really. That vendor's got you.
Yeah.
I mean, however good the relationship is,
no, they weren't really good.
Yeah. You still haven't got that.
They were really
sort
good.
of independence.
They were all cyclists, so they kind of knew what we were trying to do, and the quality of the work was brilliant. But then COVID hit, and so suddenly everyone was furloughed. We had no one to machine what we needed to machine.
Yeah.
And so we decided at that point.
But in a funny old way, it's been a really good.
Yeah.
thing, and I mean, you don't want to say that. Obviously, it was a horrible time, but it kind of pushed you into doing it for yourself.
Yeah. So George came back from uni, was studying from home, and researched the router. I went over to go and look at the router because he had exams. So I FaceTimed him from the place we bought the router from. My only contribution to the router was I liked the one that we bought because it matched the floor.
Fair enough.
That's all I cared about.
Marvellous.
That was my router.
Right, so thanks so much to the guys at Bikestow for having me over. I'm absolute evangelist for their products. I think it's awesome, and hopefully kind of letting you in on the story in the background and seeing that, it really is a proper family-run operation, and it'll get you fired up about it because the product is absolutely outstanding, and I can't wait to take that one home and get testing on that as well. I know I've already, I've run a 4-rack, so I don't need the one, but I've got a couple of guys who it's going to be perfect for the vans they run. So they'll be doing the testing for me, and I'll get a review up on that as soon as possible. But massive thanks to my channel supporters, and thanks to you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, click for notifications, all that stuff. And massive thanks to my Patreon subscribers who support the channel on a monthly basis, and their names are scrolling up now. So, this is my chance to do something I've always wanted to do. Fire her up! Let's go! Oh, I get to press the button.
Press that enter button at the bottom right,